Hi, welcome back. It is week 7. We've been here for 7 weeks. You keep coming back, and I appreciate it. We are writing today, as always, starting in chapter 54, and I'm actually almost done with chapter 54. I imagine I'll be done with this within 20 minutes and be on to chapter 55. Pretty cool. Also, I would like to share some interesting news. As I get closer to the end of first draft number 1 for my first novel, I am starting to lay out the plan for what comes next, my next steps. I have started looking at budgeting, editing, book design and layout, printing. I have a self-publishing for dummies book with some notes on what I need to do. I'm partway through it. So I'm prepping and planning. I'm super excited for what's to come. It is looking like maybe June, maybe a little after the start of June, and that's okay because, like I said, quality over timeline. Quality over timeline. But I still have the goal in mind, and I'm still shooting for finishing up, wrapping up around June, so that I can take a little vacation, just a mini one, just a couple of days. So that will be very nice. But I wanted to just start off by sharing a little bit more on where I'm at. I've got 155,000 words, which is wonderful, and I'm super excited. I am a little bit nervous because I was chatting with my friend who is an editor. I'm hoping that she will edit my book for me, and we were discussing like quotes and whatnot. And it's a little steep for where the book's at now. It's obviously a little less if I can cut it down to about 120K. It's definitely more affordable, but I would rather pay a higher sum for exactly what I want this book to be than to cut out what would basically be like a novella sized amount from this book that is important. I know there are some chapters that are just fluff, and I know there's some content in here that isn't necessary, so I'd be willing to cut out some of that, some of my sort of training wheels, my learning how to write while writing. I don't mind cutting out some of that, but I don't want to cut out necessary content that is important to the story. Not even just the plot, but the story. Because reading is meant to be fun, and if it's all about plot, for me, it's not that fun. That's why I love Supernatural. 15 seasons. 15 seasons. It took me 2 years to finish that show. I love it. That's great. Give me more of that. I will consume long content full of little pieces of fluff. So, I don't want to sacrifice fluffy, fun moments just to focus narrow view on the plot. I don't want to do that. So, if it takes a little bit more money, I'm willing to do that. That's why I'm sitting down at this point and starting to arrange my plan and my budget to see what I need to do. It's exciting, and sometimes dreams cost a little money, and you have to be willing to pay for something up front if you believe that it will turn into what you want it to be. And I believe that this project can be something that not only returns on its investment. I've been investing a lot of time in it. Like, money is a lot, sure, but I've been working on this for over a year. I think it's worth it. So, with that being said, I really am going to keep this week's intro short and sweet because I'm really excited to write. It's been a long week for me, and I haven't gotten to write very much, so I am really excited to finally sit down and have some dedicated time to write. As always, I would love to know what you're working on. Let me know in the comments down below. Is there anything that you are having a hard time with, struggling with? It could be finding time, it could be finding quiet, it could be developing a plan, a game plan for what you want to do. Let me know. Maybe there's some way I can offer some advice, or maybe somebody else in the comments has some thoughts or advice for you. I would love to hear it. I would love to see it. So, let's get into it. Like my cute little chapter 54. That's a wrap. I'm pretty happy with this. That's good. Yeah, so chapter 54 rings in at 2.5 pages, which I expected. That one was going to be a quick chapter. And chapter 55 is the next one, which I have to do a little quick reassess because if I remember correctly, you know, friends, this might be the end of the write with me for today because I may have to do some thinking. You can't write with me if I'm not writing and I'm just thinking. I've just ended the chapter where it needs to be, at a point where Fi has just learned something devastating and irreversible. So, Fi has just seen the consequences of his own actions. That being said, the action that he took was what he thought was right based on his worldview. I'm just smiling because, well, I'm very impressed with myself, but it's also funny because now I'm kind of like at a loss. I'm not sure. I know what he would do at this point. I know his immediate next move would be to look for answers, and I know he won't find them. This is a pivotal moment. This is so exciting. This is plot unfolding right before y'all's eyes. Aren't you excited? It's a pivotal moment. I just am wondering how to shape it. And that's what's so exciting. Like, I don't know how many of you might also be writing. If that is what you are here watching me for because you also write and you want to see my journey, first of all, thank you. Thank you for everyone that's here. But especially thank you if you want to see my writing journey. If you're just here chilling, you like the lo-fi, great. That's wonderful. There is a place for you, and I created this space for you as well. But for those of you who are here because you want to see my journey, you're seeing it happen right before your eyes. And I'm sure you also love this part when there's digging to be done. This story, to me, it already exists. It's out here, and I'm just pulling it in. I'm just taking the pieces and I'm weaving them together into the story that needs to be told. It might be a little silly, but I think of my world and my characters as already existing, and I'm just shedding a light on certain moments to frame the story. Sort of like how a journalist would explain something that's happened for interest and intrigue for the rest of the world. These characters, for me, in my mind, they are real. This world is real. These events have happened, and I'm just retelling them. But I want to get it right. I want to showcase the parts that are important, as well as some other parts, like I said at the beginning. I want to also showcase some of the simple, silly things, but it's so exciting when I get to when I dig and I dig and I dig and I finally find something, and then I have to stop for a moment. You know, I can't just keep digging it out. I'm gonna hurt it. I'm gonna harm something that's beautiful. I have to brush everything off gently. I have to dig in with my hands, and I have to pull it out, and I have to brush all the dust off and polish it and make it beautiful so that it can be put on display. I'm just as much discovering this as you all are. I'm just discovering it first and then showing you what I've found, I suppose, is kind of how I look at it. And maybe that's silly, but I think that's important, and I think that's what makes a story real, is when somebody cares enough to make it real, breathe that little bit of life into it. So, that being said, I need to take a break because I have a lot to consider. As much as I would love to just plow through 55 right now, I have a lot of ideas, like my head's spinning with ideas, but there's only one truth, and I have to find that. I can't settle for what would work. I have to get to the bottom of the truth of the matter for you all, for me, and for you all. So, I'm really sorry if it was a little bit shorter than normal. Thank you for being here with me. I love you guys. I hope to see you next week. Bye. I gotta break out the web. The web, it's been a hot minute. People are getting worried. Oh no, not worried. What's a dochi? Anyway.